Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Jarrar Shah. I hope you're having a great day. Honesty demands that we express our appreciation for taking time out of your hectic schedule to talk to us. For those members of our esteemed audience who need to be aware of Mr. Jarrar Shah's name, he is an entrepreneur who seeks to produce solutions through innovations, localization, and employing tech to steer traditional industry norms into the realms of a more inventive era. He focuses primarily on retail and agriculture as areas of the Pakistani economy with inefficiencies and pain points. Your accomplishments and portfolio are very commendable, sir. This interview will help to put more focus on your accomplishments and your contributions to the financial world. Without a doubt, sir, you have developed quite a reputation and effect in the industry over time. So let's get started right away. Mr. Jarrar, please introduce yourself and the voyages you've embarked on to become one of the biggest prolific entrepreneurs in Pakistan. Also, try telling our audience about your success with 24/7.
Thank you so much, Hussein, for having me, and for such effusive praise. That's very humbling, and I don't think I deserve even like 20% of all that praise. But thank you so much. So basically, I was part of a boutique advisory firm, a consultancy firm based out of Lahore, and I was doing business development consultancy, financial consultancy, but I'd always wanted to do some venture of my own, but frankly, I didn't know what. So I was, searching, and just by chance, this opportunity came up where I started a small project on the side, a small farm, where I put up a tunnel farm where I could grow produce in the off season, and something that I could supervise over the weekend. It was just less than an hour's drive from Lahore. And that project went very well. The yields were 4 to 5 times normal. We were growing tomatoes and okra and green chilies and other stuff. And I remember at the time, when harvest was about to happen, especially for my tomatoes were selling for 100 rupees a kilo in main market Gulberg in Lahore. And every year this is a huge political issue that prices of onions and tomatoes, potatoes, they start to go up. It becomes a huge political issue. So I thought, okay, here I am growing A-grade tomatoes in the off season, and I'm on to something here. So supply is scarce, demand is great. So I'm onto something. I'm going to become the tunnel king of Pakistan.
Yeah.
So when I brought my tomatoes, started bringing them to the mandi for auctions, highest auctions I would get would be between 5 rupees to 7 rupees a kilo. So I was like, wow, this, all my forecasts, all my neat Excel worksheets, everything went out of the window.
Yeah.
Here I was like barely making even, and let alone making this huge gigantic profit, which is going to like make me expand quickly and all that. So long story short, the more time I spent, I just couldn't understand how there could be such a big difference between what consumers were paying at retail and what farmers were getting. And with this whole political noise, we've grown up with this, we're a rural economy, agrarian economy.
Yeah.
Farmers are poor, we must do something to improve their lot. And then at the other end, urban consumers, middle class getting crushed by inflation and food prices not being stable. So I was like, what the hell is going on here? So instead of giving up, I thought, okay, maybe there's an opportunity here, because if you invest in inputs and better techniques, farming techniques, the yields are there, the productivity is, but the market is not there. The market has been captured by middlemen, or it's inefficient, many intermediaries. So if we can do something for the value chain and create an alternate marketing channel, maybe we could unlock a lot of value for farmers, for consumers, and create a great business. So that's how basically the journey of 24/7 started, by us creating this channel which could bypass the middlemen. And then it expanded from produce, and we added FMCG as well along the way.
So you have undoubtedly made your way to the absolute top with the extraordinary experience you have amassed over the years and the importance of the ideas you have introduced to the business. Could you elaborate on your thoughts given what you have done to help the growth of this sector?
Again, very, very kind of you. I would not say that we are at the top yet. I mean, we probably at the start of a very, very long journey, but it's been a very exciting journey.
Yeah.
So it's been a process of evolution and iterations. We started off with this traditional B2C model where, one could download our app or go on our website, browse our products, add to cart, check out, and we deliver in like 4 hours, same day delivery. So we were one of the pioneers of online grocery in Pakistan, actually. But what we eventually did was that with 2020, when COVID happened, uh, we scaled a lot. But two things happened. Number one, it felt like every other week there was a new online grocery player coming in.
Yeah.
Um, so, the cost structures and unit economics started to go a bit haywire because of discounting and just customer acquisition costs going up, a lot of marketing spend going on Facebook and Google. But the second thing, which was most important to us, was in terms of scalability. And when we talk about market sizing, Pakistan, the 220 million story, despite the tremendous growth in COVID, in 2020, we still saw that 70% of our customers were coming from a narrow, high income bracket. So we wanted to see how we could change that, differentiate ourselves from others, because our whole holy grail had been to create that distribution channel. It was not to be an online grocer. Online grocery was the means to an end, that maybe that was our distribution channel, but that we found was not very scalable, at least as of now. It could be very scalable in 5 years' time, but as of now, not enough people are ordering groceries online. So yeah, so basically what we started to do was we started looking at different models. We started running experiments, and basically we came up with this model where we, instead of going direct to the customer, we employed or adopted agents through which we could get to the customer in the community, agents trusted by the community. And for us, those agents turned out to be the Karyana shop, the Mohalle ki
Yeah.
dukaan, because they already had an existing relationship with customers in the community, extending credit, relationships going back years. Uh, and many of these Karyana shops were also in need of help. They were excluded from the financial system, did not have access to working capital, did not really have favorable terms in terms of supply chain with manufacturers like Unilever, etc. So we saw this very interesting win-win proposition where we had a lot of advantages that we had built up over scale in terms of supply chain, access to capital, technology. And these guys had the trust of communities. So if we could marry the two, it could create this really interesting distribution channel. And, that's what we've been working on. And we did this pivot almost 2 years back, where we've now aggregated a lot of these shops and digitized them and branded them under our own 24/7 Apni Dukaan brand. And now we have a very, very scalable, capital efficient distribution channel through which to distribute not only FMCG and produce, but also now digital financial services. We're doing credit scoring, we're enabling credit lending, branchless banking, easy pesa, peer-to-peer, bill payments. So it's become this very interesting community commerce play, as we call it.
So we certainly hope and pray that 24/7 continues to prove its mettle in the industry. So we'll be talking about Park Launch now. We see that many small and medium-sized firms are emerging with significant potential for future growth and are now traveling to Park Launch. What advice would you provide them with?
I think Park Launch is an absolute need of the hour, a total godsend. It's created this network it's created this amazing network where, you're connecting these startups with really highly accomplished Pakistani expats and local, like living in Pakistan, professionals, whether in tech, whether in finance, whether in supply chain. And you're creating that network where these startups can not only now access capital, but they can access mentorship, guidance, plug into the networks of these accomplished Pakistanis. And that's just very, very powerful. As a startup, that was probably, when we started 24SEVEN.pk, when we started our online play, that was in 2016, and Pakistan did not have any organized angels networks, no VCs. It was, we had to bootstrap, and that
Yeah.
helped us. That was helpful to us, but it also obviously slowed down our growth. We couldn't scale. We hardly scaled. We were just scaling organically. But that's what we had to do because there were no sources of capital. But now for startups who have great ideas or, great ventures, now you have this whole pool where you can learn, you can plug into their networks, you can learn from mistakes of others, mistakes that we have committed, others have, and it's just a very, very powerful network to be part of. And it's like the more it scales, the better it gets.
The IT sector of Pakistan has seen a great surge of acceptance in terms of scalability. What do you think about Pak Launch's remarkable commitment to Pakistan's IT sector? And what prospects do you see for the development of the IT sector in the foreseeable future?
I think the number one thing is this network. You
Yeah.
needed a platform where people could gather and connect. And Path Launch has proven itself to be one of the best platforms out there.
Yeah.
We have benefited a lot in our journey. We found very, very good mentors, very, very good advisors, very good investors, and relationships that have turned into friendships, actually. So it's been very, very beneficial to us. And the same can be said for so many of my peers, other startups, all the main startups. I won't say main startups, but so many good startups have had the support of Path Launch in their journey, especially in the last 2 years. And no one on a government level has been doing this. No one on an industry level has been doing it like this. Yes, you have trade bodies and whatnot, but actually opening up the ecosystem, connecting it to foreign funds, bringing foreign funds, introducing Pakistan to them, but doing it in a systematic manner where first you get the expat Pakistanis, whether they're in the valley or in other tech hotspots, connecting them to the ecosystem, getting their investments in, getting their mentorships in, and then through their networks, getting the VCs and other guys to come in. That's been very, very powerful. And now Park Launch has been doing this really tremendous thing where they've been lobbying the government here and trying to influence policy and open that up. On a personal note, good luck to them at doing that, because government of Pakistan is a hard nut to crack, but they're doing it in a very, very organized, high-level manner, and they have the credentials to do that. So what they've done for the IT sector has been tremendous, and it's been a welcome breath of fresh air, in addition to what other players have been doing, like Pasha and software export boards and all those guys, and they've really come and added to that and expanded on that. So kudos.
Undoubtedly, sir. Well, Mr. Jarrar, thank you so much for fascinating insights into your life and achievements. This has been a wonderfully enlightening journey, sir. I'm certain that the ideas you provided will serve as a guidepost for potential market entrants. We hope to meet you at the Unconference. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Absolutely,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure, and hope to see many other friends and startups at the conference in Dubai as well.